Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's going on? And welcome to another episode of the Men's Table. I'm your host, Jeff St. James. And what's going on, fellas?
Chilling.
Okay, okay. Darwin, Mamiya, y'all there? Y'all alive?
Of course, I'm here. I don't know about
Mamiya, I don't hear you. I don't hear your mic at all. You might have to
I
reset
have to take you
your
to
mic.
StreamYard school.
Well, yeah, man, what's going on? So everybody, if you're currently watching, welcome. Shout out to everybody that's been watching the last few episodes of our Men's Table, especially our Cheyenne Bryant episode from last week. That was pretty hilarious, and it was very interesting to see a lot of the comments and remarks of how everybody felt. So if you're currently watching, just do us a favor. Please make sure that you like this video. Put a 1 in the chat to let us know that you're at least in the building. And of course, we're going to just make sure and let y'all know straight off the rip. We're definitely going to prioritize super chats, comments, anything, questions that you guys have. This is going to be a more free-flowing, reactionary particular episode. So we're just going to be going over different topics and things. So you guys are very much a part of this particular discussion as we are as well. And I'm seeing a whole bunch of ones in the chat for sure. Darwin, you there? I don't think I heard you. He's still on mute. Let's see.
I'm here, Jeff. What's going on,
Yeah,
brother?
here,
Can you hear me?
yeah, Obsidian's good to go. And Darwin, are you there yet? He's still on mute. Oh no. Let's see. But anyway, so how y'all doing?
Doing great, man. How you feeling?
Now you're
No,
good.
you're good.
Okay, I'm gonna say, I'm like, what the hell? How many times I gotta take that? I think Dave put my thing on
what
mute.
he wanted to do, you ain't slick. He put the tight
blaming
t-shirt
Dave.
on to make us focus on him a little bit longer while he act like he don't know how to use the mic. You went to the gym today?
Nah,
Is water
man,
wet?
This is just genetics, bro.
Genetics, man.
No, but yeah, I did go to the gym, Dave. For real, man. Listen, I don't fuck around, bro.
No, it is tight black t-shirt day.
I told you.
I learned that
Y'all just didn't get the memo.
If you position yourself to be better, you got to be better than your woman, bro. That's how you get ease of cooperation. Whenever you appear better than your woman, you got to always try to fight to be better. No, you ain't gonna have no problem. You just got to stay up. The moment you start to slide, that's when you have all those problems, bro.
So Dave,
I think that's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
See, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because you know.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on, real quick, man. Did anybody notice the ones in the chat?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to look at them.
You know who that's from, right?
Who?
I just told some people to come over from TikTok. So I was on TikTok live.
Oh, cool. That's what's up.
Ryan Davis. I don't know if you know who Ryan Davis is.
Oh, shout out to Ryan Davis.
Yeah, ideally, yes, you should strive to be your best self, whether you have a lady in your life or you don't. Ideally, that's true. That being said, it's inevitable that you're going to run into challenges. You're going to go through ebbs and flows. You're going to go through peaks and valleys. The best time to find out who's who in your life is when you're down. That's the best time. Because now everything is illuminated. You see exactly who people are for what they are when you're down, not when you're up. I don't do fair weather friends.
Yeah, not Johnny Gill.
A fair weather friend. And the last person I want in my life is a woman who's a fair weather friend. That's the last person I want in my life. I can do bad all by myself.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Ali, in the sense of you don't want to stay there. You don't want to stay down, but it's so eye-opening to kind of know who you should surround yourself with and actually invest in, because you've already been through the low points. But when you've got a circle of people who haven't been through those seasons with you, either because of your status, your clout, your looks, whatever, you see all these guys crashing out when they go into these court cases of these women who got with them because he was an athlete, because he was famous. It wasn't because she actually liked him. So, I actually agree with you, man. And even going through it myself, and I'm sure you guys have it different seasons as well. You don't know who's around you until things go south.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
I really love it. I love it when the calamity is happening. Now I find out exactly who is who. I know exactly who that is. And it's interesting, Jeff. You make a really good point. What's going on, Dave? You make a really good point. And this is something that hasn't been discussed in Black love discourse. The idea that Black men pursue women that don't like them, which nobody really disagrees with. Like if you say that at a party, or if you say that on a podcast like we're doing now, or if you say that wherever, you're not gonna have groups that's like, no, that's not true. Like, we're generally speaking, everybody's on board with that. You shouldn't be pursuing women that don't like you. But what's never asked is the other way around. Why do we have so many Black women entertaining men that they don't like?
He started off already. That's a good question.
Why is that? Why do we have if it's so pervasive to the point where it's a fixture of Black love discourse to have to say to brothers, the reason why you're encountering so many problems is because you're entertaining women or you're pursuing women that don't like you, then the corollary also has to be true, that we have a whole lot of Black women that are entertaining men that they don't like. And that's never squarely. I have a theory as to why that question is never asked. I think it threatens.
Me too. What you think is the reason, though?
I think it threatens relationships. When I say relationships, I mean relationships communally, not one-to-one. So in the Black, think about this. Let's do the Thanos snap. all the brothers found out, well, not all, but let's say 80%. 80% of black men found out without a shadow of a doubt that black women they weren't sexually attracted to them, didn't like them, didn't respect them. What do you think those brothers are going to do?
They leave. They be out.
Exactly. They're going to say, F this, so and so, I'm out. Now, where does that leave the community?
Very Coach Greg Adams of you.
Yeah. And you know what? I would agree with that 100%. And I think the closest we know to that for sure is whenever the paternity test comes. When a paternity test comes and it reveals how a woman was actually moving, it's we know probably a huge percentage of men, once they find out this is not their kid, they're going to be, you are not the father. Exactly. So I think that a lot of guys, really, if they really knew how a lot of women thought, and it's the guys that was in the cheater role, it was the guys that was in the player role, you see the other side of women. So you don't really fool yourself into thinking most of them, and I even think that they're getting to this point just simply off the metrics of long history of things not working out. I got to settle down with somebody. That's how I think it's actually happening. I think when they're younger, when they got more options, they probably are entertaining guys that they actually truly are attracted to. So, it is what it is. But gentlemen, topics, which y'all want to cover today? Because I feel like
we're on one right now.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, if the rapping professor would stop for a second, maybe me and Bruiser could contribute to the conversation.
So all I'm gonna say is this, man. I think we got a video that matches, what we want to talk about as far as in the title.
Oh yeah.
I want to pull that up. I can pull it up from my end if you give me moderator access, or I could just.
I got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
So first of all, let's just get it understood. Does y'all wife say that you can't do that? Like, would she feel some type of way if she?
Oh, it's real simple, man. She don't like you.
Oh, your woman don't like it?
Over.
She don't like you, man. The end. I mean, she married to get help. I mean, you just got finished talking about this, Jeff. You just got finished saying there are a lot of that question. And we started off tonight's show with that question. See, we need to start centering that question. Why are you with a man that you don't like? And when we say like, we mean you like him as a person, you respect him as a person, you are sexually attracted to. Why are you going out with a man you're not sexually attracted to? Why are you marrying a man that you're not sexually? Because you need help. That's why. Say it. You need help.
You think she ain't sexually attracted to him?
She need help. A lot of sisters in the black community need help. They don't want to admit it. See, think about this. If you're strong, independent, don't need no man, why are you going out with a man you don't like? You would think if you got it going on as a sister, you got your own degrees. Well, Cheyenne Bright ain't got no degree, but everybody but her. You got your own degree, you got your PhD, you got whatever. You got that going on. You got your own car, your own house, this, that. You don't need or the only thing you need a man for is some good and that you like being with, right? So if you were to do that, the sex peter out after a couple tries, why are you with him for? Unless you broke.
Okay, you realize we're talking about a man and his wife, so we can kind of erase that context that. It's a matter of, whether she like him or not. Is she married and gave this man
No, we're not going to erase that.
Have kids all the
we
time.
are not going to erase that. Dave, get in here. Please rescue Bruiser, bro.
Oh, man. She said that she don't want you to whack off. Y'all translate to she don't like him?
We gonna get there, Dave. Come on in here first.
Brothers, so I got to be the one to say it, okay? If we know for a fact statistically, 80% of the... Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Start over, Dave. Go ahead.
You sure I can start?
Yeah, start over.
All right. We know statistically 80% of the women want 10 to 20% of the men.
Am I the only one kind of freezing up here?
He's good to go.
Am I freezing up? Or does he need to fix his old ass single man dollar? Is it that you don't have the window open so you can't get the signal when the sirens are blazing past your block? Or can I talk?
We can hear you, Ali.
I can hear you, Dave. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
like I'm Lil Kim on the stage. I'm just glitching up on his. Everybody else can see me just fine. For the third take 3 on a live show, 80% of the women want 10 to 20% of the men. If in fact they can't get 10 to 20% of the men, at some point they got to settle for what they can get. Now let's face it, and I've said this a million times, the same way DMX famously said, "You whack, you twisted, your girl's a hoe." You are at an age where things are starting to droop and gravity is starting to come in, and I don't care what Cynthia Erivo says, you can't defy it. Secondly, you are at a place where your competition is starting to be around your daughter's age. The other part of that is no matter what you say in your sewing circles, your sister circles, or your group chats, men, when looking for a mate, do not give a rat's ass about your degree, your job position, or how well you can clock in from 9 to 5. Does it look like we're looking for Dolly Parton out here? I'm sorry, we're not. So when you put all that together, it's very simple. They're doing it because what a Jagged says, we ain't getting no younger, so we might as well do it. This is all that's left. Most of these guys out here get married because they're so happy to get married. They don't realize that they, just like they were in elementary school, junior high school, and high school, are last for kickball. They're the last ones picked. That's it. That's all. And then when that realization hits, after the fact that she bore out these ugly, Roland Martin looking children, what winds up happening is she starts to look at them, especially if they're twins, and she's like, I done mixed my genetics with this one. Because y'all already know. Y'all have seen plenty of baddies get on a boat with somebody that looks like a slack-jawed male North American big back Sasquatch type that you know if he did not have money and or status, they would not be caught dead around him, even if he had that. So it is what it is at this point. Like, can we stop lying to ourselves and realize that women want provision more than they want attraction? And the more provision you have, the more attractive you have. We can say whatever we want, but if that's the case, we can go, forget black people. Henny Youngman said what? Take my wife, please. What did Rodney Dangerfield say? No respect, I'll tell you. I get no respect. And he's talking about his wife. So at some point, you got to realize we are only valued for what we can provide, by and large, by the masses. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Good night, everybody.
Darwin, I got a question for you, man. What evidence or data or trends are you observing that makes you think most women that are getting married really love and like these men?
Oh no, I didn't make that argument. I just assumed that that's the case in this video, that those two actually like each other because they married in family. You know, I just automatically set to a default that if you marry each other and build a family, that you actually like each other until I see other indicators. But I think what y'all are saying is based off of this indicator, particularly with the woman having a, first of all, not giving a man sex based off of whatever reason she got to deal with the kids. And then secondly, making it a deal breaker that he can't go rub it off in the bathroom is an indicator that she don't like him. I'm just trying to connect the dots on that.
Yeah. So the woman you date may not be the woman you marry. The woman you marry obviously not gonna be the woman you get divorced to. And there's different women in different seasons that you're experiencing with the same woman. And I think the problem is assuming that we're viewing women's emotions in a stagnant way that none of us actually experience. None of us experience a woman that consistently feels the same way all the time, especially when it comes to positive emotions. So I'm like, the same woman that can't stand you and don't want to talk to you for a week can't keep her hands off to you 2 weeks later. Like,
but see, that's volatility right there.
Yeah, my whole point is it's so dependent on so many different factors, whether it be the kids, whether it be feeling overworked or overwhelmed, whether it could be that he's gained weight, whether she doesn't like. A lot of women they'll even say in sessions and coaching and even therapy sessions, they'll take their displeasure and sad or negative feelings that they feel about their bodies and project that onto the marriage and the relationship. And now because I don't feel attractive, I don't want to initiate or do sex anymore with him, or I don't want him to see me naked anymore. You hear this all the time.
Well, look,
Okay.
I got the green light. I got the green light. I got the green light off beating off. So I can check the block that my wife liked me, right?
But here's the thing, though, Darwin. if I may be so bold, and I've been in both of y'all company.
Yeah.
It's clear to me, having been in your company, the two of you, for a whole weekend in Miami last year at the Conclave, at dinner, watching the two of you interact over the weekend, going to various, breakout sessions and so on and so forth, and interacting with other Conclave brothers and the ladies of the 5F conference and whatnot. It's clear to me that y'all have simpatico on a number of different factors. Jeff knows what I'm about to say here. Big 5 personality test, Ocean. It's clear to me that y'all have simpatico, not exactly the same, but you're very similar. And I would dare say that y'all have very similar sociosexuality. Maybe not exactly the same, but similar. See, what ends up happening is a lot of black folks they're mismatched sexually right off the rip. The man may be has a higher sex drive than the woman, or vice versa. It could be the other way around. And they try to paper that over. You can't paper that over, because it's only going to get worse as time goes on. And you go through the ebbs and flows of life and so on and so forth. So you got to for me, my approach, you got to get the money thing off the table quick. You got to get the sex thing off the table quick. If children is going to be part of it, you got to, what's your attitudes about children? You got to get all the uncomfortable questions out of the way fast. Okay? You need to put them squarely on the table and get them out of the way, and be okay with it not being a match. Be okay to walk away. One thing black men don't do enough is walk away. We do not hit the eject button enough. You got to know when to eject. Eject. We want to hold on to something. No, let her go. The minute you find out y'all ain't on the same page, kick her to the curb. Keep it moving.
Oh, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Kick her to the curb.
Fail faster. If I see a woman I want and we ain't on the same page,
fail faster.
I'm going to put her on my page.
I'm kicking her to the. I'm trying to
She don't have to get on my page. I won't.
I think there's an assumption with people who are maybe confused on how couples end up like this. I think we're assuming that the positive emotions and feelings and level of attraction they had on the front end is something that's maintained throughout relationships and marriages. A lot of people know that's not the case. So between kids, hormonal shifts and changes, bodily changes, weight gain, breasts not looking the same, you name it, women's just on their side alone, a lot is changing. So it's not unusual for there to be some type of drop off with some of this stuff. And that's not even factoring in the actual effort and work and energy that's being expelled to make their lives work on both fronts and ends. So it's like, I'm not super surprised that it can happen. The difference to me is the people who typically want to address it are those that still are attracted to each other.
Yes.
The women who, or men, the people who don't want to work on it or fix it or rekindle that spark, it's usually either because they've lost attraction or because they felt self-conscious about something going on with them. There's been guys that stopped initiating, stopped pursuing because of premature ejaculation, because they couldn't get it up or because they couldn't last long.
Well, they can fix that.
Yeah, and because they won't come to her and tell her that's what it is, that's actually a big thing where he feels so self-conscious to where he just avoids the topic and situation altogether. So it's like sometimes it's a little bit more nuanced than just she don't like you no more. Sometimes it often is that, but typically the ladies who want to work on it are the ones.
To Obsidian's point, though, I think he might be referring to she don't want to get on your page. Like she's showing resistance to I believe one of the most powerful things a woman can do is compromise. It's yield to the man they like. I believe whenever it's a man that the woman like, all fucking standards and morals goes out the door. I'm talking about that is how Pookie is able to thrive so hard in our community, is because some of these guys have an archetype that are highly desirable, and they're able to get women to turn away from the things that they were taught traditionally, look at a man's position as better than what it actually is, and based off of what she's been told, like not to go deal with, just because she simply liked the dude. So
That's
if
part
I
of
can
it.
get a woman to compromise, I'm totally fine with that. If she don't already come check, I fundamentally don't believe the woman is gonna come checking the block on everything I want. There's gonna be things that I want from her that she's probably not privy to. You know what I'm saying? And I intentionally date a woman that's younger that had little experience that wouldn't even be able to check it, so that I can be the first one to introduce something to her for the sake of impressionability.
But
So
but if you compared your main girl to your side John, to your, the lady on the side that you already have different expectations for her than you do your main partner or wife or girlfriend,
That's an
right?
alien concept to me.
Yeah, and I think like when we're saying, well, why is she getting so excited for the Tyrones? Why is she for the Pookies? Why is she getting so? Because there's less expectations on him. It's more exciting,
Yeah,
right?
there's
The
that.
guy that you see every day, day in and day out. When we talk about like when you go to college and you get comfortable and you gain a freshman 15, it also happens with marriage and relationships. And sometimes when
Yeah.
people move in, when we
Yeah.
were living separate, everything was cool. She had her space, I had mine. But then when the mundane, seeing each other day in and day out, now your interest is peaked elsewhere, or now you're desensitized. And I think that happens, man. Like it's not, and even then, like that's why I keep saying I don't assume that because they're married, she obviously is still attracted to him. Hell no.
No.
I think it's better to see when you see a long gap between two people in terms of sexual contact for sure, and you ask both of them, what do you want to do about it? It's the people who say nothing or doesn't see it as a priority. That's who I would say, okay, there's probably been some lost attraction, or maybe this is revealing that they had ulterior motives for getting in a relationship in the
Correct.
first place.
And that's what I think the latter is more the case than we will. In Black America, we have a very stilted type of vocabulary for reasons that we can go into, but we just don't, like, you never hear the words marriage of convenience in Black American life. You don't hear that phrase. Now you hear it in white American, and they don't say it as much as they used to in the past. But my point is that marriages of convenience were very common over the course of human history. It's only until very recently, within the last couple centuries, that people got together because they loved each other and all the rest of it. Before that, people got together for marriages of convenience all the time, men and women alike. So what's going on in the Black community right now is, and when I say marriage of convenience, so that we're clear, I'm not just talking about big M marriage, walking down the aisle, jumping the broom. I'm talking about things like I don't do coffee dates, stuff like that. That small M marriage can be. People get together for utilitarian purposes all the time in Black American life. We just don't like to openly admit it.
Damn.
Right. So, but and also on that point that we was talking about earlier about the brothers that didn't have problems popping off early and stuff like that. Get this book, brother. For those for whom it applies, get this book. Really good book.
Put that in the center of the screen.
Get that book. It's a very good book. It teach you about, a lot of brothers do not know how their own equipment works. Seriously.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
He's obviously done some research.
Doing deep dives.
Yeah. How many penises exactly did you survey, Mumia?
Well, I read let's see, 200 and
You got pictures in there?
92
Obviously.
pages worth of information on the eggplant. Okay.
It's a color book too.
Apparently, not only that, it's in stunning 4K, and it's
I don't
broken
know
down
if
into
I wanna know
chapter.
that.
Chapter 1, short
Yo, if
scribbled
y'all
into
in
the
the
left.
chat, make sure y'all put eggplants in there if y'all thought Mumia crossed the line. Go ahead, Dave. My bad, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying,
that
like,
book, man. It's a very important book. It's a good book. My lady brought me this book. I'm glad that she did. It's one of the best
we
books she
know.
ever gave me. I learned a whole lot. And yeah, get that book. You need to learn about yourself. Also, while you're doing that, get your own Big 5 personality test done. Ocean. That's openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Get that test done for yourself. Your own Big 5 personality test. Because once you understand how your personality how your personality operates, it's a lot easier to have a mate that's more simpatico with that. Like I have relatively low neuroticism, for example. So I can't be with somebody who is always a worrywart, always like, a Debbie Downer. I can't be with somebody like that. I'm somebody that's very open to experience. So I can't be with somebody who's just a fuddy-duddy, a stick in the mud. Like somebody telling me I can't watch, I can't say it on the air. No. There we go. Somebody told me that I can't watch that. We're not going to make it.
I don't know what you were referring to.
What was that?
Hold on. Did he just check the list of banned words on YouTube to make sure he?
Yeah. I want to make sure I didn't say anything that I wasn't supposed to say. Hold on.
Ain't got a Rolodex of banned words.
Try to get here.
Can't say that one.
Yeah, that. You telling me that I can't?
I don't know what you're
about. We don't hear anything. We don't
hear anything, bro.
All right. With a Pornhub sound. If you're telling me that I can't partake of that, but we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it because I'm going to partake. If you're a woman that cannot handle me watching occasionally, I'm not saying to excess. Don't do anything to excess. But every so often, watch a little something on it. If you can't handle that, we don't need to be together. Is that simple?
Hold on, wait. Why don't? If that's the case, why don't you just go get the real thing? I'm saying, like,
Kamala Harris
does that make you mean that you want to go down and try out for the Falcons because you like to watch football on Sunday?
No, I'm saying, like, if she gotta accept you, go and get your thing off on. If she can accept that, she can accept you go smash something on the side.
So, does your wife?
I'm looking
some up on your phone is the same thing as an actual woman.
I would only use that if she's not able, like medically unable, or like she just obviously exhausted from something that's apparent. You know what I'm saying? And I need it. But if I'm just gonna have that as my go-to for whenever I want to go. That's a hobby or some shit. I don't know about that one, man.
Yeah,
I think that should be the last resort.
Hold on, Darwin, I'm still confused. Are you trying to say that looking at something on the phone is the same thing as going out and getting the real thing?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm saying
like if she's cool with one, why wouldn't she be cool with the other?
No, I'm saying that she should be cool with it. She should be cool with you whacking off if there's a case or a situation or circumstance where she's unable to give you the goods.
Yeah, I mean,
okay. Yeah.
Well,
but
the problem is I feel like women move the goalposts.
If you're saying outside of that, I'm gonna go do this anyways. Ain't you?
But women move the goalposts of why it is they feel they can't do that. It could go. It starts from physical a lot of times, and then it's emotional. And then it's what he is and isn't doing. And now it's like all these reasons to justify why she doesn't feel like she wants that, but she still has rules and stipulations on how he can handle and fix that need. So for me, I've always say it and people laugh at me. I just think when a guy puts out, once you've had the conversation or you put out a general time frame on what your expectations should be, once that time is kind of lapsed, my view is she probably doesn't have to ask anymore.
Somebody like, I'm gonna give you 2 days to have that ass right. If it ain't, I'm going to.
I'm a little more generous. I say 3 weeks. I think.
Whoa.
Yeah. I think if something serious is going on and she wants to stay in the marriage, I think of 2 to 3 weeks going by is more than enough time for y'all to work out and address whatever the issue is. And then if she chooses and opts to still want to stay in the marriage relationship, but not, but actually being faithful and forcing you to be in a situation where you're now going to be sexless, I think after those weeks have passed,
I can get a nut off in 5 minutes. I'm not going to wait no 3 weeks to get a nut off.
I ain't talking about that part. I'm talking about what her end. I ain't talking about what you could do. You could do what you do any day, anytime. I'm talking about 3 weeks of no sex with your wife for non-medical related reasons. I think after that,
listen, if it's non-medical related, I'm not finna give you 3 weeks.
Let me ask you.
Well, how long for? Because she's unhappy. Because she's
ain't no such thing as
exactly.
Okay, so if I get unhappy and I cut the lights off around this motherfucker, then what?
Exactly. You get unhappy. You know, one time, this is many years ago. I was doing a job in North Jersey, and me and the guys I was working with, we came across a house. It was a very elderly couple. Now this was in the late 19. Y'all remember when they had the rolling brownouts? Y'all remember that? Around the country. This was around that time. So we came up the black couple. And they had been together for like 50 plus years. And they had to be in their 70s, if not 80s, the both of them. And I was like, wow. So I sir, how did you do it? You know, and his answer was very brief. Have a very short memory. That's the secret. In other words, y'all have disagreements, y'all, argument or whatever. Next day, you hit the reset button. You don't carry that over day on day. You forget about it. I found that to be very useful advice. I can't be with a woman that's going to be holding on to grudges for weeks at a time. No, we don't do that. I'm out. Because I get it all and over with right then and there. We done. And the next day we back to loving on each other. If we can't do that, she's not the woman for me. She needs to get with a dude that likes to brood and be moody like her. Do that. I don't want to be moody and all that with my woman. We might be upset for a couple days, 72 hours. Fine. Beyond that, I don't want to be bothered.
If my woman, I'm gonna give it to you, Dave. If my woman take 3 weeks to get over it. First you said, hold on, you didn't say it was we was in an argument. She was mad at me. You said she was unhappy. That's different.
Well, the reason why I'm saying 3 weeks is because some men are going to be deciding if they're going to be leaving their marriages. They're going to be ending the relationship. And I think a week or a few days probably isn't enough to warrant that. But I think at 3 weeks, you pretty much get to decide if you're leaving or seeking connections outside of the relationship to get your needs met. So that's why I gave the 3 weeks.
Oh no, I'm not gonna leave my woman.
Until when? Until how long?
I'm just gonna get some pussy on the side. I'm not gonna leave my wife.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. But let's
his wife is not watching this show.
Not shit.
Why would I leave my wife because she's mad at me?
Like, I respect her so much that I'm going to cheat on it.
Right?
You realize what you're saying right now?
I think we as men have
this. Listen, let me tell you something.
Masculinity back. If your woman is mad at you, fine. Remember, I have a fucking superpower called high desirability that's gonna activate whenever you decide to fucking cut me off. I'm not gonna leave you and my kids to fend for them. And I think that's why we got to get back into the clip. I'm not gonna just vacate my posts. I'm like, look, you got it. Listen, we'll deal with it later. But you know what I'm saying?
You asked
real quick. I'm just going to read. I want to read this before Brianna Rimmer. Shout out to her for whoever channel she's watching from. And everybody, if you're currently watching, please make sure that y'all share this with 1, 2, or even 3 people. We're going to be covering a couple different topics. I'm sure somebody's going to bring up Cheyenne Bryant and her Touré foolishness and her attacking that man and some other topics as well. But Brianna writes, it's not a deal breaker, but it should not be an addiction. And then she said something else. I'm gonna see if I could find it. She said we can watch it together. Oh, but every day, no.
Yeah, I'm with her.
Wait. The show cannot go any further until we acknowledge the fact that her last name is Rimmer.
That's crazy. Shout out to Brianna. Ignore Dave when it comes to the
hold on. I think I lost a joke. What you mean, like Brittany Renner?
No, I didn't say Renner. Her last name is Rimmer. R-I-M-M.
Oh, you mean like Dave, that's a
stop all around that Rimmer.
She said we can watch it together, but every day, no.
But I mean,
hold on, whoa, Ali, you cool?
Whoa, you all right?
Hey, yo,
what?
I take no.
Don't stutter now.
What people want to do in their bedroom, that's their business.
No, you said I'm cool with that, so that's what you like. So after you're done looking at the dick book,
down fine.
You wearing glasses during it too?
I just want to know,
glasses, hazmats, whatever else.
Yo, you know, wait.
Whoa,
you know when me? Wait.
Whose dude is AJ Walal? I got baby oil for everybody. Whose guy is this? This is not from my channno.
Hey, yo,
it's not my channel.
Is this your guy?
Darwin.
No, that's from Dave podcast.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
Dave's morning show.
No, it is not from Dave Anderson Morning News. We don't do that over there. We boot them type of people out. Pause.
Oh my God, I can't boot him. He's not on my side. This is crazy.
I'm trying to find him. What time was that chat?
I don't even got a channel, so I know it ain't from me. That got to be from Ali.
Oh, 8:47 p.m. He's from one of y'all three, man. That's crazy. Wow.
It's 9:13 p.m. so it ain't me.
Oh man.
All three of y'all in Philly.
When you think about marriage, for the record, I've never been married myself. Lifelong bachelor. Me and my lady have been together non-maritally for 17 years. So I just want to put that out for the record. When I think about marriage, you think about all the relationships in your life. So if you have children, obviously you have a relationship with them in a parent-child way. If you have siblings, that's another form of relationship. If you have your parents, that's another form of relationship. Extended family members, that's another form of relationship. If you're a boss at work, you have subordinates, that's another relationship. If you have a boss, that's another form of relationship. All the different relationships that you have in your life. What makes your marriage as a relation, and that's another form of relationship, different from all the others, is sex. When you really think about it.
Yeah.
If you take sex out of the picture with marriage, what's the defining feature of that versus all the other relationships you have in your life?
Love, companionship, shared goals, spirituality.
You have those with a lot of other people.
I can answer that, but that's the reason why my wife don't have a boss. Because if the only thing that can separate us is that having sex, if you busting her down, shit, then she yours.
Right. It's not your girl. It's just your turn.
Exactly. So this is another reason why, in my opinion, you got to get the sex thing out of the way early. Very early. I mean, within the first 3 dates. Me, I'm doing it right off the rip the first day. Well, how do you feel about that? If she got a problem with that, right away, that tells me she's not the one for me. But I'm willing to be a bit more lenient. Within the first 3 days, you need to be getting that out of the way early, because that can be a problem later on down the line if y'all fundamentally mismatch in terms of attitudes, a whole range of different things. So you got to get that out of the way quickly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do watch carefully for seeing if women weaponize sex throughout our course of interactions together. If she starts to weaponize access to sexual intimacy, especially repeatedly, over especially non-major events, I think that's, again, I guess my concern is just like a lot of times women aren't displaying these traits until after they're married. It's quiet as kept. Like, that's the truth. Like, I think that if more women behaved in the dating phase how they end up performing as wives, they wouldn't end up becoming wives. Right. I think less men would actually continue progressing when they're seing that, and bro, if we ain't had sex, that's why they have 3 weeks, I'm not going to get engaged to you. If we're not having sex in 6 months, I'm not going to walk down the aisle. So that's the thing where it's like, I think they're not often displaying that until after they've gotten the security of the ring, after they've had children, after they know the court can reward them if he decides he wants to leave or she wants to leave. That's typically when a lot of that lazy behavior starts to manifest.
And that's inherently deceptive too. I mean, it's bad enough that you're baiting and switching, but now you're lying. You're lying to.
We know this though. That's why you gotta have the lever. Well, you gotta have the consequences for her. But if your woman already got a bet, like some of these 50-50 dudes, you can't turn the credit card off or nothing. She got her own bag. So the only thing, you can't chastise them no more. We done got past that phase. It's illegal to do that. Back in y'all days when y'all was growing up, I think y'all daddies and granddaddies were slapping y'all mamas and shit. You can't do that shit. Correct woman.
Back in y'all days.
If a woman say, look, I want to go outside.
He's only 8 years younger than me. Back in y'all days. Like he was born in 96.
If your woman say, I'm going out, and it's 9:30 at night.
Well, she can stay out there.
Bring up her backside.
She can stay out there. Go out. She can stay out there. She going out there. It's 9:18. She going out there. Stay out there.
So you gonna let her stay out there and get dog out.
Perception is reality. Thank you, sir, for the $1.99. Have you heard of Stormy Wellington scamming sisters?
Absolutely.
I covered that 5 years ago, and I covered it on Dave Anderson Morning News extensively. And when I first did, everybody said I was tearing a black woman down, but apparently The federal government agrees with me, and she got 20 years probation.
Damn.
Again,
banned
all
from
y'all
social media or something like that.
I think she's banned from posting and doing certain things. I don't know if she's completely banned from social media. What I do know
me though. Man, that's some shit.
Is they listen, and this is why men respectfully do not worry about women ruling the world, because we're not worried about, oh, we need several people because I want to have a group of people to get along with and build things with, and we don't operate from that place. We are cool. We don't need a group. We're not running around with a bunch of little, groupity groups and whatnot. They wanted camaraderie so much that this woman literally served them $1,500 a plate for a barbecue, and then said that their plate was struggle plate. It was low vibrational. And then she's talking about fitness, but everything on her has been nipped, tucked, sucked, and y'all didn't see the play. Then she had her head up Grant Cardone's behind. And then she was running around tap dancing. So again, when you see somebody and everything they do is, oh, it's because the white man signs off on it, here's your sign. If she can't point to any of these millionaires and the company's masthead says the average top earner makes $20,000 a year, but she's making 1,000 people millionaires, you get what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really sad. I mean, the Stormy Wellington. So this all kind of runs in the same vein as Cheyenne Bryant. And I think it's fair to say at this juncture that she's a liar. There's no getting around it. There's just you can't massage it. You can't finesse it. She lied. Okay. And here's the thing, the really sad thing about Bryant, at least in the case of Wellington, she got her, you could debate whether it's a just come up, and as Dave pointed out, that I view it as a slap on the wrist relative to the things that she's done over the years. I think she should have got some jail time behind that personally. But
yes, absolutely.
But nevertheless, with Bryant reminds me, and I'm dating myself here. Bryant reminds me of Richard Milhouse Nixon with Watergate. It was completely unnecessary. She didn't have to lie. If she just said, I'm a life coach, whatever, dating coach, cool. She's a thirst trapping life coach. Okay, no problem.
Thirst trapping life coach.
That's what she is.
Yes. I mean, come on. Can we be honest about that? It is thirst trapping.
Oh yeah, but that would have been enough. It would have been enough.
I don't know any life coaches that ain't thirst trappy.
Iyanla Vanzant ain't thirst trapping. When the last time you said, "Damn, Iyanla, look at them jubblies"? Come on, man, stop.
No disrespect, Iyanla, but anyway.
But you got just to clarify, Bruiser is wearing the tightest medium shirt imaginable.
You're doing medium. Mine is actually large. He don't point that out.
He doesn't see anything wrong with not. I agree with you, Ali. Like that's she could have marketed herself that way. But I agree that there's definitely rooms and spaces and shows and platforms she probably would not have gotten on, and without that doctor behind her name and the assumptions that came with it. Like she played her cards right, where she just made the right moves and was able to get from point A to point B. There's a lot of attractive women that we're not getting sitting across from Cam Newton and Shannon Sharp. There's a lot of attractive women.
We're not going to play this game. I have to, as a 3-decade media veteran, I have to vehemently disagree. The reason that a lot of these attractive women were not sitting down with Cam Newton, a lot of these attractive women wasn't on Joe Budden, a lot of these attractive women weren't on the Breakfast Club, is because their marketing absolutely sucks, and they spent so much time talking about how smart they are. Nobody cares. Listen, show of hands, gentlemen. Show of hands, put one in the chat if I'm lying. How many of you, show of hands, know somebody who is extremely talented and extremely broke? You ain't gonna put your hands up?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many of you know people who are extremely educated and extremely broke?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
How many people do you know who can out-sing Beyonce and still ain't been in a booth yet?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are we talking about here? Who gives a damn about your credentials? Can you move the needle? It is about moment. The broad learned how to talk in sound bites, and she had the packaging. So miss me with there were all these other women who were just so pretty. Guess what? They sucked at the marketing game. It doesn't matter how good you are. Shade Tree Mechanics can do a lot better than Meineke, but Meineke got $1 billion advertising budget. Let's call it what it is. I'm tired of this. Oh, well, she was pretty, and all these other people are attracted too. And then you see these people online talking about such and such is pretty, and they look like Sideshow Bob. Miss me with that. That stupid ass logic that, oh, everybody's a 10 because she got 17 degrees looking like a damn thermometer with a hairpiece. Stop. She knew how to play the game. Miss me with that.
She played the game. And everybody, if you're currently watching, please make sure that you like this and that you send it to at least 1 or 2 people. And especially make sure that you guys are following and supporting everybody that you see currently on the screen. Now, speaking of Cheyenne, man, I thought I was done with her. And then she decided not she decided. It seems like Torre or his people connected with him decided they wanted to release a clip that I think a lot of us hadn't seen before of Cheyenne being extremely aggressive, misandrous, outright unprofessional and nasty, and trying to emasculate Torre. I wanted to see, I think I want to see what you guys think. And yeah, let's play that real quick.
And successful people, not just only externally, but internally, what they do carry at the nucleus of who they are is discipline and boundaries.
If gentle parenting creates gentle children, sign me up. I definitely want to create more gentle adults, especially men. Hold on, everybody, especially men.
You are
My God, are you kidding? Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. That's what we need in the world is more gentle men who understand.
Ray, you're very gentle, and it comes at an angle that doesn't always work for people.
Let's just stop and go back.
Is this who you want to get your life coaching from?
Because I'm wrapping the show and you're interrupting me.
First of all,
this is what we spent a whole meeting on this.
First of all, Torre, first of all, Torre.
Why don't you let me wrap the show? I'm ending the show.
First of all,
what is the point of interrupting me? We're getting out of here.
What is the point?
What is the point? It says go to host
voice when you're talking to me. Lower your fucking voice when you're talking to me because you're acting very, very gentle, very soft, and very feminine. And this is the problem. Torre, you talk to your wife like that. You don't talk to me like that. I am not your wife. You don't talk to me like that. I'm not your wife, gentle. I'm not your wife, softy. Don't talk to me like that. You talk to your wife like that, not me. Torre, talk to your wife like that. Do not talk to me like that. That is not how you That is not how you professionally approach me. Don't fucking talk to me like that. Check yourself. You don't talk to me like that. Talk to your wife like that.
Doc, hold on.
Shut the fuck up talking to me like that. That's what you do. That's what you do. You better tap into your gentleness and real quick.
You ready to wrap this up?
Yes, as I was doing.
And then we'll speak off camera.
There's so many things I've observed with that. But before I say anything, I definitely want to hear what you guys think. Because that, wow. Darwin, first, let's start with you, brother. What you think?
I mean, this is something that we allowed happen as men, as a society. We allowed ourselves to be emasculated because we created all these boundaries and restrictions on being able to correct a woman when she's out of place when she's talking to a man. If we're talking about in lines of how genetically and biologically you can check each other based off of strength in comparison to the other gender, the likelihood of that happening without the boundaries and restrictions we set in front of ourselves wouldn't happen. But because we created a place like this, it's permitted for women to get out of hand and challenge us in a way that where they wouldn't if we didn't have those restrictions. So it is a form of emasculation because the man has to be the one to turn his cheek. He's got to be the one to allow himself to be ran over with her words. You know, you got some men out here that will fire back at her. But as far as maintaining our image and our professionalism and stuff, it is a difficult place to be in, especially when you're in the right, because I wholeheartedly believe that gentleman actually waited on her to finish what she had to say. Mm-hmm. And he began to respond. And just because he disagreed doesn't warrant that kind of, not only disrespect, but for her to interrupt him and then because he was okay with the first 2 interruptions because he was still trying to get to it, but she just would not let him get to it. And outside of her being a fraud, and that, this is a matter of her, it's just exposing her personality even more. That we're not able to see or witness you know, on the mainstream and probably shit other parts that people cutting out on their fucking shows that would also indicate that maybe she is not a professional like she say she is on a level of doctoral. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my first time seeing it. I did not expect it to get like that. I thought it would have died down when a damn moderator or whoever that is, somebody came in, I think the executive producer or something. I thought it was going to end there, but I don't even think I think the executive producer was a female.
Yep.
And when she came in, it almost made me feel like she was on Sister Code.
Yeah, who did she address?
She told him.
Yeah.
Or she may have said, okay, Doc, but she didn't really lay into the person who was actually at fault.
Who was cussing? Brad? Man, I'm glad that you peeped that, but we got a couple super chats I don't want to miss. Rip City 05, thank you for the $5, good sir. He writes, imagine marrying that and hearing that every night. The devil is a lie. My God, man. It's wild to see. And Darwin, you kind of alluded to it. We created this monster, not individually men, but as a society. We created a monster where women can get very comfortable doing that online and in person with men. It's so bad that they're leading a lot of domestic violence stats as it relates to initiating contact now. So there's been studies that's been, and shout out to Tin Man. I was actually looking at this a couple of weeks ago. They were saying that their reports, when they were doing some of the largest assessments, they were finding that when women get more rights, they become more abusive. When women get more rights, they actually become verbally and physically more abusive. And I think you're right that we've created an environment where it sucks, where one era men could put their hands on women and women knew there was a limit of where they could go with men. And then now that those constraints are effectively removed, they're capable of acting and moving like this. And the worst part is there's no actual recourse to stop that emasculation other than Touré getting up and leaving a lot of times.
I think in Dubai, I think a woman can't even raise her voice. It's a fine.
Yeah. You get
locked. It's not like the extreme consequence has to be touching them. It could just be a matter of incorporating a monetary consequence to where you have to pay a fine or show up in court for raising your voice. And a woman, I get it. It's a gender issue. And I know over here, they don't like this stuff. But those men are not facing the emasculation we're facing over here because they have these type of rules in place.
Clock EAHVAC says, thank you for the $10. He writes, how she was talking to him, she would have been in trouble had that been me. I'm a young man, 28, and you ain't talking to me like that. Who does she think she is talking to like that? I'm going to argue women like Cheyenne, when they do that, especially repeatedly, is because they're actually very aware of the man and the type of man they're talking to. So let's start with that. When she made those comments about, you gentle, all right, she knew exactly who she was coming at. She knew exactly to say and how to say it. And she knew he was going to go silent and mute and let her dog walk him like that in front of everybody. So much so that the executive director didn't even do anything about it and checked him and said she'll talk to him after the show, not her. So, I think the only recourse that men have, like Obsidian said, is probably to leave. Cut contact, shut it down. Doesn't matter where we at. I'm just not going to allow you to get that opportunity to get your rocks off. But Dave and then Obsidian, man, what did y'all think of Homegirl showing herself again with this? And thank you, Damien, for gifting Dave Anderson membership to someone. Damien, appreciate
Thank you, Damien. You better thank a YouTube member. To answer your question, Jeffrey, and I agree with a lot of what you said. You see, I'm of the mind to believe that she, like most women, know who they can do that to. And it's the man that's not going to take his hand at a 45-degree angle and smack her across the room. That's one. Number two, when the trash is taking itself out, you do not get in the way. Touré, in my personal and professional opinion, is hot trash truck juice. The man is just what he is. He's soft, he's sappy, and we need more gentle men in the world. He's like Thumper. You ever see Bambi?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know Thumper's a boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that Thumper don't like girls. Doesn't mean that Thumper ain't got a wife. It just means that Thumper is just a cottontail, bushy little bunny. And Torre is a cottontail, bushy little bunny who is Norwegian and from Barbados by lineage. And they have a different type of vibe. They're real time out. I'm not. And ain't gonna be none of that. And respectfully, Wendy Williams never talked to me like that. Samora never talked to me like that. Tony Braxton never talked to me like that. Angela Simmons never talked to me like that. There's a myriad of people who are record ball busters who would not talk to me like that because I don't suffer fools. I don't care if you've got tits. The other part of that is Cheyenne Bryan didn't do that to Paul Pierce, now did she?
No.
Nah.
Cam Newton may dress funny, but she didn't do that to Cam Newton.
Mm-mm.
She knows who she can do that to. And as an executive producer, I have kicked many a belligerent woman out of my studio and went downstairs and got myself a Starbucks. It's not an issue for me. But a lot of times in those high power positions, when you got the headset and the microphone on and you can just punch in, that is a thing where the sisterhood will stay on code in a way that men and most Black people do not. And so even though she was wrong as two left shoes, he got so worked up because the truth of the matter is, and I don't even like this broad, but compared to him, Cheyenne Bryan is a star. And he said, we had several meetings about this because she was upstaging him and she didn't realize that he was trying to wrap the show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what really happened here. He got frustrated. He didn't got his man panties in a bunch, not saying he's not right, but the way he went about it is absolutely insane.
I'm going to take a contrarian view.
Shout out to you,
here.
Dave.
I'm going to take a contrarian view. I'm going to say that this is actually a bad look for Cheyenne Bryan.
Amen.
Not in the moment. In the moment, Dave is right. And he just got finished talking about her. She's really good. She should have went to school for marketing. That's what she should have did. She should have went to business school instead of going to be a psychologist or attempting to be a psychologist. She should have did at least a year of business school and dropped out because she's really good at marketing. And so for the viral moment, yeah, this is great. But looking beyond, I like to play the long game. Looking beyond, this is not going to age well. All of this happening in a compressed month it's not going to age when you put it. I can see it right now. I can see a highlight reel of all this stuff, 10 years from now. It's not going to age well. And it was basically her jumping the shark moment. When you have to, when you're in a debate with someone and you have to stoop to personal attacks, what you're admitting is that you've lost the argument. See, the minute that she had to personally attack Teray and attack his manhood, attack his person, she lost the argument. You're supposed to be in the superior position of expertise. All you have to do is just refer to the knowledge on this. Do the knowledge, as they would say. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go into all of that. But she couldn't because she's not a doctor. So what actual references is she going to cite in support of her position? She's in the 2 years that I've seen her in action, she hasn't cited. I've cited more references.
We know. Oh God, he gonna pull it up again.
Than she has. I've cited more references than she has in the past 2 years. She has cited 0 references. So what she did there only actually, and again, this is going to be something that we're going to look back on from this point forward. She only proved why she's a liar. She only proved why she only plays a doctor on social media. She's not an actual PhD. She proved it.
Man, I'm gonna say the other part, not necessarily contrarian, but just something I haven't heard yet. I think that was the greatest example of why pandering and simping doesn't actually work. Because those women don't actually respect you. And when they get upset, when they get angry, you're so used to being like, sounding like, and trying to use all the language as the girlies. But when they don't like you or there's a disagreement, they're going to see you as another female. And that's what happens. And to me, that's the greatest takeaway for me, because her professionalism aside, that kind of goes without saying. There's a lot of guys that constantly try to operate in this space, pandering and using all the right words and trying to be on the right side with the feminists and trying to get in with all the women to the degree where it's like, I don't think y'all don't understand where it's like women that know that they have control over how men speak and how they emote and what she say, like, check yourself, watch your mouth, stop talking, and all. What he do? Shut down, shut up, stopped engaging, looked off to the side like a wounded puppy. So simping and pandering, that's what it's going to look like at its worst when you and a woman have a falling out. She don't respect you like that.
You know,
see you as a masculine, not even masculine. She just see you as a male version of a woman.
Right.
You use
and
all
points. We got to give Fresh and Fit their due on this. And the reason why is because Fresh and Fit will not tolerate a chick getting out of pocket. They will throw her ass on her keister with the quickness. And that I think that was Fox Soul, right? That's what it's originally happened.
Yeah.
See, these type of shows, they are not black male identified and aligned. And you say whatever you want to say about Fresh and Fit. They got a chick got the first time to say something sideways out the side of her neck. Myron and Walt will drop kick her ass out of there with the quickness.
Got a point. Got a point. Look at the mannerisms. Just watch it in watch it in slow watch it in slow motion. Look at them. You see this? It's not even just the verbal, it's also the nonverbal. Look how much
a bunch of Bob Fosse jazz hands like he's auditioning for a course on Broadway.
Look at her mannerisms in comparison to his. Who's looking more emotional, more erratic?
Right.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of knowing the power you have on these. Like if you if you as a man, I think in this case, you should be able to have some type of moderating powers to be able to mute or even drop somebody. If you can't do that, you might not. When a woman can get hostile like this, you can't even go into an argument like this or even try to check her. If you don't have any power to control her tone, you know what I'm saying, her temperature and what she's saying and all of that stuff. So I think that was a bad play on him. He didn't have the power. I don't know why he didn't. He looked like, so all of those were guests on the show?
I don't know. It's a panel show. This is well over a year old, and allegedly Torre's people leaked this. This was on Fox.
Torre's people that ran the show?
Allegedly. I don't have.
Yeah, he should have been given. I would have been pissed at my mother. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Like, this is so bad. Y'all didn't even realize that the icon Frank Ski is in the bottom left-hand corner. Like a radio giant, like with the shoulders all of us in broadcasting stand on, and he's sitting there having to endure this nonsense because one man is too sassy pants to control the situation, and one woman is too masculine to know when to shut up. So this is exactly what winds up happening. But like, just to pile on, I feel is kind of weird. You know, like she's already taken her ass whipping. Why are you just gonna throw something like? Why are you gonna throw your log on the fire? Pause.
You know what? Let's pause this real quick. I want to look just at this imagery. I think this is the picture of the black community. I think this is actually the picture of what's happened to a large percentage of people within the black community. What do I mean? You got the loudmouth, so-called educated, can't nobody tell nothing to woman. You have the effeminate man who's fearful of getting her ire, who you know, she can kind of dominate and chastise and functionally control and emasculate even publicly. You have a black man and black woman who don't act that way, but typically remain silent and try to remain uninvolved when this type of stuff unfolds. This to me is actually the picture of the black community. This is what we talk about. This is what we, in fact, I will argue this is feminization 101. Who's running the show? Who's controlling everything? Who's being checked? Who isn't? Who's removed the guard? Who's allowed the guardrails to be removed to allow a woman to act a particular way? And the man is effectively neutered, or another guy just got to be silent and quiet. This is feminization in practice. This is an actual picture of it. Am I crazy for saying that? Oh, guys?
No, you're not crazy.
not
We
at all.
saw it. We saw this whenever we did our first. I think it actually was our first official men's table. When we did the was Consciously and all of them guys came to the table, and the woman who was running everything was the woman that looked like the statue in New York that came out trending viral. North American
Slack-jawed North American big back is the term you're looking for, Darwin.
So we saw
literally Big Mama. Literally,
we saw it getting out of the hand, and the woman was in there checking them. Like
Big
that
Mama.
was a patriarchal setup.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
I'm sorry, matriarchal.
Matriarchal setup.
Yeah, yeah. Super chats. We got some more super chats in the way. Carl Maxey, thank you for the $5. Big fan, guys. What are your opinions on Charlamagne the God? Oh, okay. We're gonna start with Dave with this question because I think he can be the biggest panderer for the sisterhood. Dave, what you think?
It is not how to put this. It is not unknown to most people who've been following me longer than 5 minutes to know that I've known that man well over 2 decades. It is not unknown to most people that he is the second graduate of the Wendy Williams School of Technology. I got the marketing and the don't let go of the hammer. He got the gossip. I think that a lot of times there are people in the entertainment industry in all facets of it who will do what they feel they need to do in order to keep their position. And in a world where masculinity, where holding the line, where not platforming scammers, i.e. Brother Pulite, Dr. Umar, Cheyenne Bryant, Cesar Pena, those types of individuals continue to get platformed. Pandering comes into that. The other part of that is when you are beholden to a very large corporation, and that very large corporation is your partner, there are certain things you either choose to do or you choose to walk away. Some of us walk away and strike out on our own. Some of us don't. I think he's doing what he feels he needs to do to feed his family. Is it what I would do? No. But again, that's how he want to go ahead to the top of the mountain. That is on him. But yeah, a lot of times he says some things that I am diametrically opposed to, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I've always thought that when you get to a level where Charlamagne is, the idea that he challenges any of the status quo things and is able to keep his position in his job, I think it's a real thing. So like, for instance, when I see him challenging politicians, not just on the right, but like even on the left or amongst Democrats, to me, that's massive, considering the platform, his audience, the corporations he works for. That doesn't mean, like Dave said, that there's not noticeable things that I absolutely disagree with or philosophically disagree with, but I can also acknowledge that a person in his role and position, I would assume, wouldn't almost agree with me on functionally damn near anything. And there's definitely things that I'll give him credit for, and I'll even give him credit for this. He's been one of the few men at his level that's really tried to normalize the mental health conversation relating to men, and actually encouraging and pushing and modeling what it looks like for men to actually start doing the work of can't just keep blaming your mama, can't keep blaming your girl, can't keep blaming your daddy or your daddy that wasn't there. At some level, you got to see what's happened to you, what you can do about it, and how you can grow. And again, there's plenty of things I disagree with them on, but those were the two things for me that, considering his position and how vulnerable his position and career could be, he's stood up for things that typically were not covered, or even challenged things that I think people in his position often wouldn't.
Wonder where we got that from.
Well, I mean, you and Wendy probably had something to do with that to a degree, for sure. But thank you, Carl, for the $5. Clock HVAC again. Thank you for the $5. Nah, we would have had to go outside in the backyard to handle that. You ain't about to emasculate me like that, woman or not. Yeah, I know a lot of guys talk this way. Typically, they end up arrested or dead. So for me, I've tried to start getting better with not even not even about women that's in my relationship romantically. I've gotten better at distancing myself from women that act this way, period. Where it's like, if I start hearing too many loud voices, I'm already starting to look for where the exit is and start saying, I think we need to roll. Family, friends, it don't matter. I've gotten to a point where it's just like, I associate a lack of safety when it comes to women that act that way, because you don't know what they're capable of, what they're going to say, how they're going to try to damage you, the narrative they're going to try to spin with when they try to loop other people into it. Sometimes it really is better to just up and leave, disengage, and remove yourself from interactions with them in person and virtually as soon as possible.
I'm the same way, Dave. I intentionally and meticulously pre-plan who I deal with or where I position myself. And I think the only difference between me and you is it's not for the safety, or I'm feeling safe or people around me. It's so that they can be safe from me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
all
saying?
of the above. Yep.
So I'm concerned about their safety.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whenever they get out of line, so I distance myself in that fashion. But I'm with you.
When Dave shared that post about hitting women back and everything, I don't want to find out. I don't want to be in a position to have to find out. Both of us find out what it is I'm going to take or not take. So I just bounce. Perception,
and that's the thing.
Appreciate you for the $1.99. Let Cheyenne Brian try this in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, at the end of the day, like,
that's what I was just talking about.
Yeah, you did. And again, there's probably some happy middle ground area that where you got the countries like Saudi Arabia and some of the Middle East territories, and then you have what we have out here, which is the Wild West. Women could basically do and say whatever the hell they want. There's probably something in the middle that could be reasonable, and we just haven't really pursued it outside of on an individual level. Oh, Tristan, my guy, what's going on, brother? 999. I heard men be compared to a lot of effeminate characters in my lifetime, but never in life have I ever heard a man referred to as Thumper from Bambi.
hey Tristan, thank you for the 990 super chat. The thing of it is, bro, I'm one of one. I'm him. I do this. You're welcome.
Technobility, $5. She's just a pretty grifter that got exposed. Sadia Khan, Amber Heard, etc. Show how they dodge accountability even after the reveal. Well, I'm going to say this part. Her accountability really goes only as far as the black women that supported her and purchased from her wants it to be. Okay. Like this whole expecting all these other people who never really supported her, never bought her stuff to hold her accountable. This is about her peers, the people who platformed her, and the people who followed her and paid for her stuff. If they're not asking for their money back, if they're not filing anything with any regulatory boards, the Better Business Bureau, or anybody, then she's going to get away with it like everybody else. But I know it has nothing to do with the rest of us. I ain't never sent her a super chat. I ain't never.
We're not her audience. Like I wish all of us would just say the real thing. We were never her audience. Yes, she's a thirst trapper, but it wasn't about us. To these women, she was aspirational.
Correct.
Because she looked the part and she had the doctorate and she just strong and she's going here and she got the little rapper chain, da 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 da. None of them had any issues with who she was or what she had until and unless she said, I meet more nice black men than I do black women. And that's when the sisterhood said, what does it all say? What her little light skin ass say? Let's go pull up her transcripts.
That's when it matters.
Up until then, because for the past 5 years, this broad has been on a tear. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I think she brought the promiscuous look to the professional doctoral combination that made women feel like, you know what, I can go and show my ass. You know, I can break that line because I think historically there was a line between appearing like that and your image associated with being a professional at that level. So I think that she was on the verge of spearheading that. Just imagine if she was really a doctor. You know, all of the hosts would have came out with a PhD.
That's what we need. Listen, she is like the anti, you know how like Kevin God rest his soul would say, you know, y'all all looking for corporate Tupac.
Yep.
That's what she was. She was the psych doc. Psych. She wasn't no doc, but she was like a thought doc.
Thought doc is crazy. Thought doc is crazy.
If y'all not super chatting for Thought Doc, like I don't know why y'all coming here.
Oh my God, Thought Doc.
Am I wrong?
Crazy. Oh my God, what a name.
Am I wrong?
Oh, Dr. L, what's up? What's going on, brother? $5. Appreciate you, man. He says she peeped all this from their first meetings. She knew she could dominate him, and she had zero respect from him from the jump. Absolutely. She saw a weakness. Like, man, she approached her like a shark. She sensed the weakness, she sensed blood, and went for the kill. And that tends to be what happens.
I saw that whole interview to see if he was consistently pushing back on her throughout the entire show. Because you know it's a build up to it sometimes.
I doubt it, bro. Nah, not what I've seen and other
no.
Perception is reality. Thank you again for the $5. Did y'all see Rev? I wish I had found this clip. I'm just reading this now. I saw it and I wish I had could be able to find it. So did y'all see Rev go off about the libs making our ladies masculine, our bros feminine? He did it in a sermon. Yeah.
Which Rev?
Yeah, it's a dude. He older, heavyset black dude with that always is going off about Obama and pastor, preacher. And I gotta find it, man. This dude was just going off about how the women are so masculine now and aggressive and can't nobody tell them nothing, and that the men act well. We saw what the men could potentially act like. And Rev, he was going off, man. If I find it, I'm gonna send it to y'all, man. Couple more. Clock HVAC again. Thank you for the $10. I hate to put Gen X and older millennials on blast, but a lot of B-dubs emasculated y'all back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Cheyenne would have caught the fade. Huh. Well, I mean, yeah, we didn't get happy wife, happy life from millennials and Gen Z. So let's call it spade to spade. A lot of what we're experiencing now, this didn't start yesterday. This was a progressive thing that's kind of been normalized, especially in our community. And what else we got? The real K, what's that? KPE
KPE worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide. Thank you for the $9.99. I thought that it was a rainbow cat fight between a sister and her stylist, or the choir rehearsal.
Oh my God!
Oh shit!
That was a Democratic panel, right?
Yes.
Probably. I'm assuming.
Yes.
More than likely. This looks like the black Dems on CNN. Look at this. Choir rehearsal going bad. Look at him. Just oh my bro. Get your hands off your chest that way, brother. Oh man, that's crazy. And then last two, Tristan Smith. Did y'all watch the video of Amanda? Oh shit. Amanda Seals trying to minimize bro, because
she tried to do that.
Amanda Seals trying to minimize the entire situation of Cheyenne lying.
Was she successful?
No, she's never successful. Her, listen, Amanda Seals.
I'm gonna stay out of
Amanda Seals. Okay, this is a person that look, man. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. Amanda Seals is the worst. She has a degree in African American studies, and she acts like she's a Rhodes Scholar.
I want to say from Columbia, right?
I don't remember where it's from. I don't give a damn if it was from Columbia House for 5 CDs and a penny. At the end of the day, she's trash. On top of that, she has ruined every single opportunity she had. She was supposed to only thing she was good at was Smooth Magazine in 03, and she was on MTV for like 3 seconds. You blink and you missed it as like a bootleg of Nanda Lewis. Then she did Flowetry 2.0 and just pissed off Marsha Ambrosius. If you've ever met Marsha Ambrosius, it's really hard to piss her off. So that should tell you everything that you need to know. She literally, like, one of my mentors is a guy named Smoking Tony. And she pissed him off. And this guy is like Valium. He is so super cool, mellow. And he was like, nah, I can't deal with it. Everywhere she goes, she's a problem. She got fired from a syndicated job because she was so worried about what was happening over on. She's always an all lives matter. I want to deal with all these stupid causes type. And then she knows everything about everything and doesn't want to listen to anybody. I had one interaction with her, and that was all I needed. She is horrible. Not like somebody you meet and they just had a bad day. You happen to catch them on that day. She's horrible. So yeah, her trying to minimize Cheyenne, she's doing what her type of ovarian American does all the time.
She got a big
stick up for the sisterhood.
She got a big following.
She had a big following.
Yeah, she still has a decent sized.
Yeah, we got to be careful with them. They be trying to come for us with them big followings, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just got pulled up her Wikipedia. She graduated from State University, New York, Purchase, then earned a master's degree in African American Studies with a concentration in hip hop from Columbia. I thought she went to Columbia, so yeah, she holds a master's degree from Columbia University.
Oh, so she know hip hop,
supposedly.
I wonder what she thinks
and still
about
couldn't stay in the group as the rapper in the R&B rap group Flowetry. Okay, never mind.
Damn,
man. Somebody, and I just found it. I'm actually going to download it real quick and pull it up so we can respond to this pastor. His name is Pastor Manning, and thank you, ma'am, for the. Let me see. Let me pull it up. Thank you for the super chat. The 199. Sorry,
brother. By the way,
brother. It was on minimize, so I thought it was short.
We got to start talking about our ocular health, gentlemen. Make sure that we're getting our eye exams.
I had it minimized. I had it minimized.
No, today's point. We gotta take care of our image to make sure that we don't look like. I mean, you got your head turned to the side, and you know what I'm saying. You gotta kind of. You look at it too fast.
Ever since Jeff got them teeth, he ain't paid attention to his eyes. He blinding everybody.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Hey, Dave, when did you get yours though?
Oh, Jesus gave them to me. Never had braces, you bitch. These are all natural. And my mouth is pause to this because I know how stupid y'all are. My mouth is so big, my wisdom teeth fit.
Hey.
I ain't got no side teeth missing. Darwin, go like this.
Oh, so you've been checking me out?
No, I didn't even know. I just figured, yeah, I mean, 1 out of 4 of us probably got side teeth missing because there's a side tooth epidemic that we don't talk about in the Black community. I figured it might have been you because I mean that's why the shirt is so tight to take away from the side tooth.
Oh no!
You look at me like, how did I get a part?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what happened here?
Ali catching the strain. It's not even his week was last week.
Yeah.
Now he just.
Eric Alexander, 1992. Thank you for the $9.99. It's funny, Jeff, how you just got here in this space and people were questioning your credentials, but you're telling the truth about that thought doc comes around and they still see her as legit. Darwin, I think you and me distinctly remember my credentials being called into question by an infamous panderer. What was his name? The public
offender.
Yeah, the public offender, man. And he was questioning my credentials back in July.
He said his wife went to school with Dr. Cheyenne.
Yeah, and he was like, how dare they challenge Dr. Cheyenne and Dr. Cheyenne? You know, she's way more. Apparently not. So, and the funny thing is, my man will speak on everything. Go to his page. Go to silence, crickets. I've been tagging him, posting them, asking when you going to defend you. Listen, brother, you so loyal. Now's the time, brother. Amanda Seals even speaking out, defending her. When you going to speak up, brother? You said this your homegirl, this your friend. So public offender. If any of his fans, supporters,
crazy though.
What's up?
That video would have took off again. Whenever it started to hit it, because we had already kind of we was on top of that like last year.
I was so upset, man, because you're right. That was such a good, man. What was the views on that?
Man, it had over 100,000.
100,000, right? Yeah. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then one more super chat, Inspirational Truth. Thank you for the $4.99. Had to super chat that T Hot Doc. Doc is crazy.
I'm telling you, Thought Doc is crazy. I got to call my trademark attorney. It's going down. I mean,
God, Thought Doc is insanity. Another thing that was kind of trending that I wanted to, well, there was two things trending. I want to see which direction you fellas want to go in. NAACP calling for these black athletes to boycott schools in various states in the South that's kind of related to this Republican redistricting strategy because they feel like it's taking away votes, or black prom, which I want to engage in terms of just the theatrics, the different opinions on both sides.
I vote NAACP, but that's just me.
So we can go there. That'd be a learning moment.
Okay. Cool.
Go ahead, spearhead it, Dave.
Listen, man. Basically what has happened because of gerrymandering, and I need to be very clear for those of you who do not have political acumen or are new to the political analysis space. Gerrymandering basically happens when they're trying to draw congressional districts in order to have seats, right? So for example, in Louisiana, Louisiana is shaped like a boot if you haven't actually seen the state in and of itself. So from the top of the state all the way down 300 some odd miles and all the way back up, they have drawn a district that is majority black. In Tennessee, they've had districts that have nothing to do with how black people get down. So Jeff's problems in Jersey are not the same problems I have in Philly, are not the same problems whatever shithole Mumia lives in. But if you all put us together in one district and then say it's racism when both parties do the same thing when they have the ball, it's BS. So now you've got Timu Obama, aka Hakeem Jeffries of the Congressional Black Caucus, saying that along with the NAACP, Roland Martin, D.L. Hughley, Ricky Smiley, all the typical Democratic panderers in the Negro community, saying we want athletes who for the first time are getting name, image, and likeness deals up to like $8 million before they take a snap or shoot a free throw. To walk away from schools in these particular states, so it's like Louisiana, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, so on and so forth, as some type of way to somehow get the gerrymandered districts back, because people in South Carolina, like Jim Clyburn, is about to lose his seat. What's her name? Jasmine Crockett lost her seat. There's a bunch of stuff, and they're talking about this. They're taking away black voting rights. Your voting right is just fine. But when you look at the law, you cannot draw a district based on race. You can do it on socioeconomic status. You can do it on a myriad of things, but you cannot do it on race, period, point blank. Unfortunately, that is like Thanos. It's a double-edged sword. Because if you can't do it for all white district, you can't do it for all black district, but then they'll say that you lost your voting rights. And if you lost your voting rights, then why do they keep telling you to go vote? And if it was that crucial and that critical, why is it that these same people like Hakeem Jeffries are also saying we don't want immigration, customs, and enforcement anywhere near polling places when illegal immigrants should not have the right to vote in this country? So they're playing with your emotion, because you don't hear them telling these kids any other time, go to HBCUs and other places, and they want these kids to sacrifice using and invoking my mother's generation, the civil rights generation, and saying, oh, you know, young people were out there sacrificing this, that, and the third. Young people didn't get life-changing money just by signing to a college in 1958. Miss me with that. Also, neither Roland Martin, D.L. Hughley, the NAACP, the Congressional Black Caucus, none of these individuals said, if you decide to stand in solidarity symbolically, we will make sure, not only we will make sure that you have your food, your room, your board, your tuition covered. We will make sure you can go to another university that's not in these states and still get the same type of situation, because they can't guarantee that. So all these people who are telling these kids, most likely who are in a bad socioeconomic place, to sacrifice, are all worth millions. Google it if you got nothing better to do. And that's the gag. There is no, ooh, the orange man and we's got to fight Trump. You're not giving anything tangible to these kids and telling them that they have to sacrifice while you're old, you're fat. And Roland Martin, let's face it, he is not going to sacrifice a Golden Corral, Burger King, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, Whataburger, Miss Winners, Raising Cane's, Old Country Buffet. So why do these kids have to sacrifice? That's the gag.
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying, they're trying to get these kids to walk away from these colleges.
Yep. Yes.
Yep.
When the colleges ain't got nothing to do with it.
And
but they're not telling
these kids can be like athletes that may be projected to make millions as in sports and stuff too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it wasn't trying to get them to walk away from these PWIs to go to HBCUs, which is the irony of it. That's crazy, yo.
Well,
but it works.
Hold on. They're literally listing certain states. So they are listing specific states, which includes the states where which includes the big schools, which includes predominantly big white institutions that fall under the particular what's it called? The division.
Yeah, but that pisses me off because to your point, Dave.
Yeah.
These young kids that have to walk away from potential dreams that they've been working towards and to appease people who've been already out of college, may have been retired from careers, so they can continue getting things that they want politically, which is fucked up. So you're basically using your kids or youth as pawns to leverage a political outcome.
So
isn't that illegal?
Let me do this. I'm going to play a couple clips so we can at least hear the initial call and then also a couple perspectives on the arguments for why some people are saying this is actually a legit option that people need, that they're wanting people to
representation, no revenue, no one black should be on a playing field of institutions that's living off of our labor, and yet in states that are seeking to reinstitute a sharecropping reality. It is not the responsibility of Black America to hold individuals who should know better accountable for doing better. As soon as the United States Congress stand united to ensure our Constitution represent all of us, we will be a better nation as a result. NAACP this morning, in solidarity with the CBC, we are calling on athletes who are coming out of high school not to attend any state-funded schools of states that have moved to minimize our right to vote, to minimize our ability to.
The NAACP's Out of Bounds initiative is crazy. Let me introduce you to Kylan Hill. This young man took a courageous stand that changed an entire state. This week, the NAACP asked student athletes to boycott schools in states across the South that are working to dilute Black political power through gerrymandering. The idea is that if you mess with these folks' money and the teams they love, they'll think twice about violating our communities. And predictably, some folks are acting like this plan is unrealistic. But history is on the NAACP side. The year was 2020, and Mississippi state flag still features the Confederate stars and bars. That's crazy. People have been trying to get the flag changed for decades. But at the height of pressure, Kylan Hill, who had just been named the state's best player the year before, he took a stand. He posted this on Twitter: either change the flag or I won't be representing the state anymore. I'm tired. It is widely believed that by using his leverage, Kylan Hill had an outsized impact on the state's decision to change the flag. The NAACP isn't asking you to have your skull fractured like 25-year-old John Lewis on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. They aren't asking you to be beaten in jail like Fannie Lou Hamer. They aren't asking for student athletes to have food smashed on their heads or to get stomped out during a desegregation demonstration. They're asking families to use their leverage in a moment where equal protection under the law is fading fast, when the voices of Black communities are being erased, in a time where we need more radical action. You're being asked to do what you can, and I don't think that's unreasonable at all.
I'm actually stunned that people are upset with the NAACP for telling elite Black athletes not to attend these Southern schools in states where they are disenfranchising Black voters. Are y'all okay? Y'all do realize that the athletes make the school elite and it's not the schools that make the athletes elite, right? Capitalism has done a hell of a job on many of us because one thing the NAACP understands that a lot of other people don't is that the power is with the people, not with the institutions, not with the corporations. It's with the people. And the sooner y'all realize that, the sooner we can get the hell out of this nightmare. Like, come on, people, wake up. Imagine if all elite Black athletes left these Southern schools. They would literally not matter. The schools would literally not matter. So for those of you who are still confused, what the NAACP is asking Black elite athletes to do is exercise their power because the power is still with the people.
All right, so those are some of the responses or justifications that people are claiming and showing examples of what I think they're basically saying is we believe that this is wrong, that this is targeting Black people. Here's an example of an athlete, high profile athlete that potentially had some influence in changing or getting a flag, quote unquote, removed. What y'all think?
I think it's just, well, the flag thing, I get it, but I still think it's some BS because if you think that the racism is, or the systemic oppression is embedded in the color or the pattern of the flag, and simply changing it is going to change the systemic issues that still are prevalent, then I think what Black people are asking, hey, look, we know you're racist, just hide the imagery from us. And if that's what your trigger is, I get it. But that's not going to get rid of the issue. I think we need to strategically package a boycott that can actually target the systemic issues instead of the imagery, and then deal with the imagery afterwards. We have a good argument to rid the imagery that's traced or related to the racial issues when we target the underlying issues. So that's just my take on that particular part. But using our young athletes that have dreams and skills to be able to become millionaires, to use them as pawns or tools to fight off whatever voter right oppression or whatever, I think that's a bad tactic, personally, in my opinion. I think that what we're doing is exposing that we're still relying on the system to get our way, whatever. I don't even know what rights or whatever issues or political views these people have specifically. That's kind of Dave's, angle. But I think the NCAA should target. I think they should target things that will help us separate ourselves from having a need to involve ourselves in whatever, things that will cause us to want to have some type of, voting angle to sway in a way where we have a political figure. I think, me personally, it's always going to come down to family. Like, I don't even know if the NCAA is involved in restructuring or recentering the nuclear family. No. I think, and that might be because of maybe feminism's is staffing those agencies, or maybe their audience or their main supporter is the woman, and that's probably going to lose their funding or something like that. So I don't know. I'm going to have to take a deep dive on that to figure out what is the cause, what is the issue, but I'll yield on that.
I'm gonna say initially, when it comes to redistricting, gerrymandering, Dave kind of already hit the nail on the head. Both sides do it, and it's seen as acceptable when you can disenfranchise or stack the odds in your favor politically when you're basing it on politics. Oh, this district tends to vote 80% of the time in this direction. Let's kind of siphon off some of their voters to kind of assume them in another group, so those votes won't count or really matter. But when you discriminate, when you disenfranchise on the basis of politics, political affiliation, based on what the maps are saying, and then it's being marketed to Black people that they're doing it because they're Black. I'm looking at it through the lens of it ends up in the same result anyway. It ends up in the same result either way. what they're actually saying is it's actually not about where we're trying to take away the value of black people's votes. No, you're trying to take away the value of Democrat voters who just happen to vote in a particular block. When Democrats are in office and they've done the same exact thing in various different areas around the country, they were literally doing the same thing, but it wouldn't be marketed as they're trying to take away votes from white people. It's we're trying to stack the odds in our favor so that we can win more elections. And both sides do this, and we have a system that allows it. So this is just marketing 101 to, in my mind, get black people kind of riled up over something that both sides tends to do. And then the secondary issue, and Darwin, you kind of alluded to it, is you're asking student athletes, many of which are coming from impoverished backgrounds, who may have not even been able to vote 4 years ago, to now risk scholarships, abilities to, because remember, there's a limited amount of teams to play for. There's a limited amount of starting spots to begin with. And now they're going to do something that can upend their ability. I just think that there's so many other people way ahead of college students that probably, if you really felt that's passionate, why aren't you talking to the pros? Why aren't you telling the pros that play in those states who have the millions in their bank already? Why aren't you telling them to boycott playing in these playoffs? Why aren't you telling them to not?
That would be a big.
Why are you starting with impressionable college students that probably weren't even voting 4 years ago? Why are you telling them to risk everything? Well, professional athletes that's making millions of dollars have endorsement deals and all this other stuff. You're ho-hum about that. So you're not calling them to stop. You're not telling them to do this. You're telling college students, and this is the worst part.
Telling our babies to do it.
Bro, I'm at a place when it comes to this social media stuff and all this. They keep challenging and wanting people to stand on things and saying, why don't you do this? Why don't you talk about this topic? Why don't you stand on this? But they don't support you when you do. They don't pay your bills. They don't pay for you when you lose the scholarship. They're not accepting you into the universities. It's the people who have no power, no say, no influence, trying to dictate and tell you what to do. And then the people who actually have those things, like the NAACP, aren't even using it for anything. So I think it's actually extremely manipulative and disgusting when we're constantly looking at the most vulnerable in our communities and trying to weaponize their emotions against them to use them for political means and ends. I'm like, y'all not even telling us collectively like where to go, what to do, what to aim for. You're just saying, hey, we don't like this law and what the Republicans are doing, and they're targeting black people. Listen, man, I promise you, they're probably not looking at the regions where there's areas where black people live and they vote more conservative and Republican. This is probably more based on party, that's on color.
You know that organization ain't gonna do shit for those athletes when they get falsely accused.
Of course.
They never do.
Athletes, those pro athletes that they want to come fight their political wars, when those kids get on in front of court case from Lily said he did something and he didn't do it, and they found out he was not guilty, ain't nobody coming to get at that kid, bail that kid out, get that kid a job, get that kid a resource that he potentially been, none of that stuff.
Darwin,
Nothing.
I'm gonna ask a question, and I'm gonna ask it to all of y'all right here. And all these black athletes, student athletes that's listening, college athletes, I want to ask, especially males, I want to ask y'all a simple question. What has been the agenda for the NAACP and the Democrat Party for black men in this country over the last 40 years?
I don't even remember there being one.
What's been the agenda for black men in this country for the last 40 years from the NAACP?
Nothing.
None.
So
since its inception.
So what are we talking about here?
We're talking about marketing, PR, and a bunch of septuagenarians running around here talking absolutely crazy. And here's the thing, Jeff. I'm trying really hard.
Did the president get caught up in a scandal? What's her name? The dreadlocks?
Who?
I think she was mixed racial. She was the president of the NCAAP. She got caught up in porn or something. Sex workers.
Yeah, I don't know.
That wasn't,
yeah, bro. I don't. Yeah, you be finding some stuff I don't know nothing about.
So y'all don't know the one that got exposed For having the OnlyFans or something like that.
Oh, you talking about Rachel Dolezal?
Yeah.
Nah, this is way higher than that. She was a chapter.
Okay,
she was like a chapter president.
It's a chapter. We talking about the national.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, man. Like you got
And they
you.
picked
You're
her,
at,
to be honest. To be fair, they actually picked her. But go ahead, Dave.
No, I got a lot to say on this, and I'm trying to keep it as brief as humanly possible. First, teenagers should not be paying for adults' political failures. The NAACP did not get its first black president until my mother was pregnant with me, and I'm almost 50. None of these schools drew the maps. So your offensive coordinator at Alabama didn't gerrymander the district, so it makes no sense. This is not 1963. Black athletes are not political props, especially when you're not there to make sure that black athletes are getting an education. You're not there when the NFL 4 years after, and this is according to the NFL Players Association, 4 years after the average athlete retires are broke. You're not there to help them then. Where y'all at then? Nowhere. The boycott hurts black athletes more than schools. If you think Alabama roll motherfucking tide is going to get hurt because one cornerback decides to say no, bless your heart and your Wi-Fi.
We got 50 of them.
Because now there's a spot available of athletes.
Right, and somebody's going to fill it. It's no different than the line of whores that signed up to run the credit card through their ass when Nelly did the tip show video. Like, what are we talking about? HBCUs need infrastructure. They do not need slogans. If you're telling athletes to choose HBCUs, but you're not funding them, you crazy. If you're not I ain't seen a Congressional Black Caucus or the NAACP investigate these schools in the way that a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them have mismanaged kids' scholarships, their grants, their student loans, their housing. Stop. You had kids just a couple of years ago on Howard's campus having a tent city because their dorms were flooded.
Yeah.
Where were y'all then? And you're down the street. You're letting politicians completely off the hook. And let's keep it a buck. Can I ask y'all something? Respectfully. Name a hood in America you want to live in right now. Name one. Thank you. That's the point. So black districts don't automatically mean black power. Black districts mean that Democrats get a seat.
Yep.
On top of that, the athletes are going to catch the bad one. The NAACP will walk away with the headline and they'll all sit up there and talk about what they did along with the Congressional Black Caucus and D.L. Hughley and this one and that one and another. And guess what? When that boycott ends, you run that scoreboard up and the only people who lose are those children. Black workers are going to get hurt because guess what? That stadium worker, that hot dog guy, the maintenance person, they're all going to lose. And the schools have nothing to do with it. And you're literally giving the opponents an easy talking point because the same way I'm debunking this, everybody that you say is so damn bad is going to debunk it as well. And civil rights ain't got nothing to do with party loyalty. So let's talk about this for a minute. Let's talk about the schools, and I'm going to keep this real brief. Let's talk about the areas that we're talking about. Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. I ain't seen nobody tell Jerry Jones yet, hey, dog, why don't you run some money over this way for all these black athletes you're taking advantage of? Y'all heard that yet?
Not at all.
Jerry Jones got so much money. I can't see what I've seen Jerry Jones do, but I've seen Jerry Jones do some things that you've accused the president of doing. And I'll leave it there. So when you look at this, no one's telling anybody Auburn, Florida State, Georgia, FAMU. Come on, man. You got to be kidding me with this. So you want them to boycott it, but you're not telling them to do anything. And let's face it, if you can show me how the Congressional Black Caucus, who says that they want to take care of absolutely every marginalized person, not just the black people in their mission statement, has done something to help foundational black Americans, has done something to make the hood better. When I asked y'all point blank and y'all sat there silent when I said, what hood do you want to live in? That tells you everything that we need to know about these folks. All they do is show up when it's something in it for them. They want to stay rich. They want to stay paid. And the real reason they're not going after the professionals is because the professionals have already bought them off. So let's get to the kids before they can get to the money and have any type of financial impact. And I'm just going to keep it there, man.
They just started getting paid for their labor in $1 billion industry as college students. And now we're already telling them what four years of actually getting compensated for their worth and value. We're not. You have not been making money doing this for a decade, and they're already telling you to go on strikes.
Yes.
Man, I figured it out, yo. I know what it is. It's not even.
What is it?
It ain't got shit to do with voting rights. And this is a hunch. But I love my hunches. Pause. So it ain't got shit to do with voter oppression. Listen, it ain't got shit to do with voter oppression and none of that. Now walk with me. I'm gonna connect the dots.
Go ahead.
We know that lately there was a report that went viral that our young black men, specifically athletes, all that, whatever, all that included, or young men, period, are listening to the manosphere more, right? And they don't like that they're listening to the manosphere. They're becoming red pill and all the other shit. And the likelihood of those guys turning into Republicans or voting Republican is high. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to eliminate that. They're trying to get in the way of these athletes coming into the fold and picking up a political angle, Republican. And that is a competitor to the other side when it comes to voting. It's a hunch, but what did y'all think about that?
I think it's a legitimate concern because
he's awake.
I think it's a legitimate concern because I mean, look at what happened in 2024 with the manosphere election. That's what Scott Galloway called it. He called the results, Trump reaching out to mainly white podcasters on the white side, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, and others, resulted in him winning a de facto re-election for a de facto second term. So the real concern in Black America is the 25% that broke for Trump in 2024 and where that will go in 2028 as Trump leaves, center stage, where things go from there. So will that percentage from 24 translate to 28? Will it get even bigger? Will it recede? We don't know that. So I think it is kind of smart thinking on the part of the NAACP and the aligned left to try to head some of that off. I think the problem is that it's too little, too late. I think that the manosphere, the Black manosphere, has had as of 2026 a decade-long jump on them. Joshua Doss, DOSS, has, and he's a darling of the left out of Chicago. He has openly admitted that the manosphere has basically got one over on the left because we do a better job of creating community for men, especially Black men. We do a better job of it than the left does. So I think they'll try it. I think they'll attempt that. And we've already talked about how we have reason to believe that many of these podcasters who just cropped up out of nowhere are getting funding from the left. We have good reason to believe that. I think overall it's not going to really translate to much. I think that Black men have I think the handwriting's on the wall. So
what do y'all have? What is the issue y'all had with the prom thing? I haven't. Forgive me, my algorithm ain't like y'all's. So y'all talking about Black prom? Like what the hood prom?
I've been hearing a lot about people giving a lot of opinions and think pieces about how the Black community is approaching treating prom and spending such exorbitant amount of money and resources, often in the hood, by the way. And what is that a reflection of? And hearing radically different opinions on it. The first is I've heard for the positives, I think I've heard people basically say this is just culture and Hispanics or Puerto Ricans or whatever, that they'll have the quinceañeras at 16, all out. It damn near functions like a damn near wedding for a young Latin girl turning 16. You'll have the bat mitzvahs. You'll have different milestone moments where people will pour a lot of resources to celebrating this youth meeting a certain milestone. But then when Black people do it, they're seeing this as a waste of resources and a lack of priority. That's how it's being interpreted. And I think there's also a level of judgment towards people when they're seeing them walking into Porsches and Escalades and Bentleys and everything in the hood, like literally in the hood, but spending $30,000 on like prom and seeing this discrepancy. So I think that's what's kind of going on with that. But before I even kind of segue to that real quick, before we kind of wrap things up, the real KPE Worldwide, again, thank you for the $4.99. Though Hakeem Jeffries was too busy praying in the synagogue, just disappeared like a Trump farmer. Appreciate you for the $4.99, good sir. Miss Couture.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, black female Republicans are running and growing in votes for those seats. Yeah, man. I think in the next 10 years, it may be a noticeable shift and more black people probably just becoming independents, honestly. Philip Sadiq, thank you, good sir, for the $10 for sure. Mr. Worldwide, Roland. Thank you for
Rolling Corral is wild. Go to the ice cream machine. Go to my iPad. You gotta jump on those wings.
Clock HVAC, thank you for the 5. Gen Z isn't about to sacrifice their career. The civil rights era passed on when Jesse Jackson died 2 months ago. Wrong generation to tell that too. Damn, that's a cold world. Miss Couture, again, thank you for the $2. The race to the bottom is diabolical. Dr. Elegant, no, we are exposing that the system needs us. Okay, interesting. EDC Key, thank you for the $4.99. Ironic that they don't talk about the gerrymandering, but they aim to dilute the black vote with illegal migrants, but that's the long-term plan. There is nothing else that's currently happening that's causing the black vote to mean less and less than undocumented illegal immigration, because this is why they've gotten so blatant with they're getting to elections where they're not even throwing out promises anymore to the black community. Remember when they used to come to the church and come to all these places and they would give out promises and say what they're going? They don't even do that anymore. Yeah. In fact, they're telling you,
flatbed.
Yeah, they're busy telling you about the other communities that's at risk because of Trump and people like him. They're not even focused on what's happening in your communities and what they could be doing when they've been running. I'm not going to get into it. So shout out to EDC for that point. That's actually what's diluting the black vote more in black leverage politically. That's what's diluting everything in terms of us in this particular party. If 10 plus million didn't come in the last 3-4 years, we probably have a much different conversation, because they would think that they need you. They already know what they're planning for in the long term, man. And then last but not least, Worldwide, again, same NAACP isn't saying boycott NFL over Jackson Dart or poor what's that poor BL coach hires? Oh, black coach. Yeah. And Jackson Dart, he was just recently seen at a Trump event. I think he might have even been introducing him or something. The New York Giants quarterback. And notice they're not screaming and hollering for everybody in New York, especially the black folks, to boycott the Giants in New York sports. So this is what I mean, where it's like they're now getting desperate, where they're going all they can to find out the most vulnerable, the most impressionable. They're going as far as they can, because they realize the demonization isn't working. The what's it called they put on Netflix, the documentaries trying to target this space is not working. The hit pieces aren't working. The New York Post just posted something, I think, of Michael Sartain and Dr. Orion. It's not working. And now they're like, now we got to get to the college students that don't know any better. This is where this is coming off as desperation, man.
Spaghetti at the wall.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Look, I gotta get some food. What you gonna say, Ashley, brother?
yeah. Well, listen, Black Prom, we can always cover that another time. I'm gonna keep the clips for sure. But I enjoyed this conversation just for us to kind of go over some current trends.
Just chopping it up. It's great, man.
Yeah. So how do you like to every now and then throwing in the flow where we can just flow with the convo? Just
Oh yeah. I'm down for it, man. And it was dope.
Hey, by the way, I like the a lot of times your outfits be giving me ideas. So shout out. Don't get the big head now. I do like how you be putting it together. That's tough.
I have my moments, man. Shout out to Polo for listen, man. I'm waiting for my sponsorship deal, but that's neither here nor there. We'll address that at another day and time. Oh yeah, I gotta record for my other sponsor by tomorrow. I forgot about that.
Well, before y'all go,
no,
I hate you so much. I hate you so much, Darwin. Darwin, I want you to go away right now. Is that the Anson belt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now that I unbig my back.
I'm gonna be getting it recorded and edited pretty soon. One of my editors gonna take care of it soon. Yes. And we're gonna start this collab, and then there's another. Yo, you gotta tell Tej to check out your brother, man. I don't know why they don't notice me. I'm black.
If you gotta confirm that whatever you got on your face is actually authentic first.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I worked hard for this. Don't do that. I'm pretty close to having. Yo, come on now. I got two gray hair. I got 2 gray hair.
Oh, at least touch it up a little bit.
Nah, I'm holding it down. My bad. Was we about to say, Dave?
No, this Friday I am doing a wealth masterclass absolutely live. I want you guys to come check it out. The link is in the description, and I'm also going to put it in the chat. Also check out Dave Anderson Morning News Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, the wealth class is going to go absolutely crazy, and I'm giving away a whole lot of freebies. So come through, make sure y'all check it out. It is free for you to register and get yourself some knowledge, because there's no point for y'all to look like you got money and don't know how to actually generate any.
Yeah, so I just posted it in the link. Feel free, everybody, to check it out for sure. Business Bully has posted it as well. If you guys got any particular announcements or things that y'all want to kind of note or let people know about, or things that you're working on, feel free to kind of let people know before we kind of close out. And shout out to everybody real quick. Hold on. Shout out to everybody, all the super chatters, all the members, everybody who watches this stuff, supports us. Thank you. We cannot wait to be putting this stuff in person in the very near future. So this is exciting to know that you guys are really tuning in on a consistent basis. We're going to have some more surprise guests coming up in June. So stay tuned for that for sure. But Obsidian and Darwin as well. What y'all got?
Well, the Gospel St. Kevin Samuel still on sale. Grab that. Link is in the chat room. Still have about roughly just under 50 copies left in inventory on the first run for that. Black Manosphere Conclave coming up in September 11th through the 13th, 2026. We're going to be taking care of details and all that and all those sort of things. But it's definitely going down. You can catch up more information over on the website, www.blackmanosphere.com. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and somebody asked Scallywag, Ask a Brother podcast, $ Ask a Brother podcast is my my Cash App. Yeah, and I think that's my PayPal thing. In fact, all my links, anybody that wants to give to me and for the fellows as well, all my links are on YouTube. Just go to my channel bio section and you'll see all the links if you want to show love and support. But my bad. Go ahead, Darwin.
No, you good. Yeah, so most definitely come to the conclave in September down in Vegas, so you can see your boy. Also, me and his wife got a project coming up. We're gonna bring a channel. We got a little family channel, ain't really doing it, but we're gonna hop into the space in a relationship talk space. I'm gonna rebuild this area so we can have a nice in studio podcast going on, and we're gonna break the rule. I know a lot of people don't want to bring their significant others onto the platforms with them because they have a fear of maybe exposing misalignment in the relationships or some shit like that. I get it. Totally cool. I think we got it. I think we got it on a level to where we could do it, and it'll be nice to be one of the few or the section to be able to pull it off. Not a lot of people are able to do that, or even comfortable or confident enough to bring their significant other into the fold and showcase the ability to be able to navigate the space when it comes to content and give their takes without exposing unparalleled views or whatever. So I'm excited about that, and I'll be letting y'all know when that happens, but it's going to happen fairly quick. So just stay tuned.
Okay. That's what's up. And then on my end, to kind of wrap things up, I have a surprise guest interview lined up tomorrow, believe it or not. So stay tuned for that for everybody that's interested. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. I'm going to have a surprise interviewee on. I'm super excited to get this brother on. He's very well known. You've definitely seen him. You've definitely heard him in these manosphere spaces. He's a major men's rights activist. So super excited to kind of have that brother coming through. And shout out to everybody that's been supporting us with allowing us to do our dreams and our aspirations when it comes to this stuff. We don't take the support for granted. We know for the people who get like Cheyenne Bryant, when they get a little too big, they kind of feel like they can start talking crazy to people and just treating people any old type of way. Our perspective is, you know, we show the respect that we get, and everything that we've gotten to this point has definitely been earned. It hasn't been handed. We don't have major organizations backing us and corporations backing us. It's just us. So the fact that we're able to do this on a regular basis is thanks to you all. So kudos and shout out to everybody, the supporters, the members. And if you are not a member to any of our channels, feel free to check us out. My membership is $2.99. I believe Dave's is about $2.99 as well.
Yep.
So feel free to support in every ways that you can. But thank you everybody that gave, to everybody that commented, and please share, like, and don't feel afraid to use that hype button if you haven't done so. So thank you everybody for supporting the men's table, and we're going to see y'all next week. Take care.